All right. Welcome, friends, to Nightmares from Hell with Sophie's Emporium. We got to do this quick little disclaimer here. While somebody is over there that's not Elvis doing bloopers and blunders. So, this is fair usage, criticism, scholarship, research, news reporting, and teaching under common law, blah, blah, blah. And it's me, your buddy Suze, with all the information. So, today, what we're going to do is we are going to review this Michael Skutnik, which most of you guys don't have a clue who it is, but he is the guy that put the evidence on the computer, and he is exactly the person that initiated me into this Presley mystery story. So as all these people see things that are a year and a half old and they're mad at me because they don't get it, well, they better get with the new stuff quick. I mean, this is moving really fast, and I can't help it that people are traumatized. All right. So anyhow, now let's go over this. Just watch, and then we'll talk. I've got a lot of work today. It's been made apparent to me. Had a pretty interesting start to the morning as usual, and proceeded into, rewinding. Randy Moggins likes to call it rewind, and I think I picked up on that word through him. So, I've been looking at my messenger, deleting some of the messages, archiving others, and you gotta remember, this mess I'm in about this whole Elvis story. I'm gonna get you up close to the picture, don't worry. It all started with a guy named Skutnik Michael, and no longer is he on Facebook or on YouTube. His channel was taken down because of third person copyright violations, like he got told on. Well, see, I kept all my notes, and I've got the whole story in Messenger. Julie from Florida, how you doing? For all the people that call me liar. We're just documenting some legal evidence. My buddy Tracy Sherwood, hi, how you doing, Tracy? So, what a big day it's been for me. And like I was saying, I keep all my evidence, which is why my computer's full, along with the evidence that I was hacked by an international group that's connected to the Conscious Consumer Network. And Angela Power Disney. This disclosure that's coming with this Elvis story isn't just about Elvis. Nope, see, now I lost every friend and client over this story, no doubt. A lot of people think I'm nuts. They don't realize that I've done serious investigative citizen journalism, and I'm just really trying to get the word out about what's been going on in this whole mind control program. So, this is an incredibly long messenger. This went from February to April, which I know to most people is only 2 months, and you'd have 7 things from each other and a couple emojis, but that's not my world. So, this is going back before I get the piece of evidence that I'm going to read today. And isn't this funny? 8/16/05, and we see this totally stoned out guy. And I mean, hey, you guys know I love Mary Jane. I got no issues. But if you think that's Elvis in 2005, I mean, really? How much do we need to shake people up? Now this is who I call Mr. Computer Head. Oh yeah, Mr. Computer Head used to do a lot of drugs. I love Mr. Computer Head. All people do. I'm not judging. Geez, most of everybody's addicted to the very drugs the doctors give them. So, What do I have to say about any of this? But that's Adam. And above would be somebody doing their little pinky finger, and that's really funny. But I'm going to read you a document.
And I'll
Well,
get
sure,
you
I'll tag.
something.
You know, they always ask me, do I want to tag Peter
I'll
Ward in
get you
my
something
video?
to look at.
What the hell, I'll tag him. I don't even know. Okay,
And you can
so
listen to this.
here we got Sully at church with the ring. And of course, what Michael Skutnik, who actually puts himself out to be Elvis. I tried to tell y'all, this was a game, an elaborate game, nothing more. And of course, as I figure out the game, the levels of reveal get lifted off, and that's all I'm here to do.
I say Adam is a real man.
You know, I can't believe how much slack I take for this out there in the real world. But on the good side, there is a huge group of people that know about this and are supporting me and care behind the scenes. So to any of those people, I say thank you, I love you, and yeah, this is dangerous. Jeez. Alright, so this says, what is the good side of the picture? What is the real date? That too, there's question. And then we go over some blah blah blah, more blah blah blah, and then you get all this blah 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 bullshit, right? Even Priscilla says don't say nothing. Bullshit. Now, of course, Michael Skutnik says, hey look, here's his video in a Hollywood ad. Hey, by
He
the
was
way,
not
just
that
so you guys
skinny.
know, I think I'm going to call this the Presley Papers, and we're just going to roll forward with it, but we're just doing a little bit right now, and then I'll come back and do more. Alright, so the nun with the camera, with all Elvis's gold records, and Michael Skutnik made an ad about it, and sometimes he says he's Elvis, other times he says he's Bob Joyce. But this is the stream where I met Adam. So you gotta realize, this is something that was put into my computer. It gave me everything I needed to do a thorough investigation. And that's what I've been spending a year and a half of my life on, because I love people. with my scary ass voice that people are terrified of. I love everybody. Really do. Alright, now I'm gonna read you the alleged letter, because I'm not saying this is real. I am documenting evidence for educational purposes. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm a spiritual researcher. I'm not saying this is true or false. I am here to read it and document it for the Akasha. Now, you know, this Bob Joyce thing. I was the first person to point out to Michael Skutnik that there was more than one Bob Joyce. That would be Bob and Robert that they brought into this story. Robert would be from Canada and is like 63. And then, of course, Bob would be the one that y'all think is the pastor. I almost lost my connection. Alright, let's just read a letter by Serena Joyce, alleged daughter of Bob Joyce. Tribute to Robert Joyce. Oh, well see, it's not Bob, it's Robert. But back then, Michael Skutnik alleged that they were the same person. I said, no, they're not. And the reason I could prove it is because he showed me these two different men that looked the same, and one had yellow skin and one had pink skin. Low network connection. Please, please give me the green bar. I don't ask for much in this world. I ask for a clear stream so I can do my job. I was recruited to do my job. So I don't really like being played with both ways.
Yeah, Chanter and Associates.
Please.
Because that devil guy with the pointy teeth would get you.
The background is copyright free from my friend. And, where'd the name of it go? It was just there a minute ago. Didn't figure. I don't care. Alright. Connections available again. Let's just be calm. Let's be calm.
I need everyone in the live
Hey,
stream to
Adam.
focus on being
Look at this
calm.
picture.
They tease me and say
I
I
think
use
Dan
twin
Winter's talking
CPUs.
about it.
So I'm going to be calm,
I'm not saying nothing
and I'm
else.
going to read this alleged letter by Serena Joyce, which would be the daughter of Bob Joyce,
Look at how
which would
cute
be
you
the
are
alleged
there.
Elvis, which is so not the alleged Elvis. So this is not, this letter to me is not Elvis's daughter. Did I make that clear to everybody? I'm using this for
I don't
educational
know.
purposes, and it was directly put on my computer without my permission from the man I know to be SKMI. It is no longer on Facebook or YouTube. So this is my intellectual property, so everybody can blow me sideways.
And number ones.
Tribute to Robert Joyce from his daughter Sabrina.
You know I'll always mention you. A, B, and
In
C.
your rickety work truck, with me in the middle and Matt near the window. We kids had the rare privilege to accompany Daddy to work that day.
Oh, the
We
Presley's
loved
got
traveling on
allergies.
the highway because we could watch the trees and sky fly by as we drove. A lovely sight, but more fearful than we realized. Matt reached for the front door handle. Oh, Matt reached for the door handle, but I wasn't quick enough to stop him. He was so little he didn't realize the danger, just the curiosity of mechanics. Faster and with more force than I could imagine, the door flew open and Matt attached to it. I instinctively, please give me my connection, low network. That means somebody's trying to hack in and stop me. I've already asked nicely once. Alright. I instinctively reached for my brother's life, grabbing his arm, but I was too weak to pull him in. I felt myself sliding across the seat as the weight of gravity and Matt's mass pulled me down toward the rolling asphalt, the painted lines swooshing below my suspended body. Moments were ages until a large, powerful hand firmly grabbed my arm and pulled with such force that my brother and I flew safely inside, followed by the slamming door behind us. I don't remember what you said. I'm sure it was some well-deserved chastisement, but I do remember one thing.
What you got to say, Adam? You're laughing, aren't you?
Was the strongest man
I
in
can
the
see you
world.
now.
No matter what, I knew I was safe as long as I was with him. A man of many strengths. In our house, you were the image of might. Your grip was a vice. Your fists, hammers. Your voice, thunder. Nothing was stronger than Daddy.
I hear you
And at the
cussing
same
over
time,
there. You
nothing
think
was
I don't?
sweeter than your smile, your hugs, and your tender heart. Just like our Heavenly Father, we feared your wrath,
I ain't scared
but
of
we
you.
reveled in your love. You are not only a father of great physical strength, but you are also a man of passion,
That would be Michael Skutnik,
principle,
allegedly.
and spiritual
And this would be the
strength as
guy
well.
that,
And
you
you
know,
have
got
shaped
shot.
my life with your character and teaching. I had a beautiful childhood. It was full of dreams, following in my
Skutnik
dad's
Michael.
footsteps,
Or
singing and writing
he
and
looks like a
playing
new friend
just
of
like
mine.
you.
You never know how this puzzle is gonna work,
My
but I'm not
earliest
getting mad at
memory
anybody.
of
I done
appreciation
told
for
my
your
friend,
artistry
I'm
took
not
place one
mad.
evening inside a crowded bedroom in our Texas home.
But I am the special girl.
You were leaning over the bed,
That's nobody in this particular
sharing
story.
a Bugs Bunny coloring book
See,
with
not
me.
the same, not the same, not the same.
Please stop
Doubles.
the gremlin attack again.
Ugh.
I see the yellow low network.
I can't say her name
Can I
or
ban
spell it.
this
I'll get
energy?
beat up.
So, Layla, I don't know you. You're not pissing in my Cheerios, are you? What about Lucille? Because I don't know you either. My connection went green. Alright. So, my earliest memory of appreciation for your artistry took place
Look, he
one
tells
evening
me.
inside a crowded bedroom in our Texas home. You were leaning over the bed, sharing a Bugs Bunny coloring book with me. You carefully colored the characters using dark and light shading. I couldn't figure out how. Your page looked so much better than mine, which was full of scribbles. You patiently showed me little by little how to stay in the lines, laughing and smiling all along. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? We're reading an alleged letter, and I'm documenting everything. This is from all the information that was put on my computer without my approval from the character we know as SKMI. And this would be the alleged daughter of Elvis and connecting Robert Joyce to Elvis, which is all a crock of shit. And that's where we started the story a long time ago. Okay.
Love you, Miyuki.
Anyhow, you showed me how to stay in the lines, laughing and smiling all along. Quote, outline the edges like this, see, you said. That was my beginning for the love of the arts. Later, in my high school years, it meant the world to me that you attended my singing performances. Yellow Network again. Somebody's pissing in the Cheerios. If I call it out, it goes green. This is an attack going on my iPhone, which is why now my iPhone asks me, do I trust my computer? So, we're back to green. This has to do with APD. This has to do with CCN. This has to do with the multiple group of terrorists
Potty
that
mouth
don't
you.
deserve to just be called simple trolls. Knock it off. I wish I knew other languages, G. Franco, but thank you, I wish I knew. I wish I could represent myself properly amongst the international community. My apologies. I didn't go to college, and I was not trained in any beautiful languages like yours, but I can sense them, so. Let's get back to the letter. It isn't really a true thing, but boy, did somebody put a lot of work in it. Allegedly, this is a letter about Elvis. See, you are not only a father of great physical strength, but you are also a man of passion, principle, and spiritual strength as well, and you have shaped my life with your character and teaching. Oh, right, I already read all that. Really? We just talked about the love of the arts. So we have a repeating dialogue or somebody's pushed it back. Hang on. You have an eye for beauty that is rarely found in others. You see the hand of God in creation, radiant sunsets, majestic mountains, stars, flowers, and simple everyday things like cats and dogs and bugs and leaves on a tree. Never taking God's handiwork for granted. Growing up,
We'll be doing this on our next live stream.
Poetry, painting, music, and stories of humanity. You taught me to read deeply and unpack the layers found in the lyrics of songs, thesis of books, themes in a screenplay. You've always loved a good story. Even now you'll say, did you know? Or, I heard about this man. But you taught me that a good story is only good when we find the deeper meaning within it that points to truth. Tag it. All of these gifts have given my life its depth and color, the creation of art, and the ability to see the breadth of ordinary life. But the greatest influence you had on me, and the most important, has been in my spiritual growth. A spiritual legacy. I will never forget the dozens of spiritual conversations around that crowded dinner table on Neely Street. No matter who came over. Low connection the minute I mentioned Neely Street. So here again, every time we get into discovering who this person is that has created this misinformation, my network goes low. Isn't that funny? And you guys, see, this is why I say this is powers and principalities. Even though it may be humans, they work for something greater than themselves. Green is bad. Confirmation is spirit. So powers and principalities is what we're dealing with, friends. Alright. No matter who came over or who we visited, it seemed the conversation always ended up about Christ. I never knew how rare that was until I discovered that other Christian families didn't have conversations like that. Not even at church. You modeled what it looks like for a man to know Jesus, not just to study his word, but to love his word and commune with him. You would lay across the bed with your Bible and Strong's Concordance, seeking to know God's will, like King David. A man after God's own heart. Low connection, yellow. So, here again, this is your warning, friends, that what they have planned is a religious war. Always has, always will be. The man we know is Jesus, that lived a human life, battled this very thing. That's why he threw the dirty, rotten money changers out of the temple when he was 12, and then went hiding for 18 years, whether studying with the Essenes, connection available. So, rather communing with the Essenes or the Gnostics. Jesus ran the revolution of the day, friends. He was a rabbi. He took a wife. Her name was Mary Magdalene. They had children. I believe I'm in that bloodline.
I believe the Presleys are too.
You know, the first and the last, the whore and the virgin. Right. Okay.
And the king of Lord knows what.
So, to you, the
Hear 'em
Bible isn't
laughing
just
over
a
there,
collection
y'all?
of stories or good advice.
Don't
for
anybody
soul.
tell me you don't get it.
And you
I know
wield
you
it
don't.
in the spiritual
It's
battles
irrelevant.
of life.
It's
You
all
know
true.
God's word like no one
And this is what I'm
I've ever
dealing with, so
seen.
quit giving me trouble.
You never graduated from seminary or even went to college, but your hunger, low network, gold. So we're talking about the hunger to know the truth. And here again, whoever's pissing in my Cheerios, I kindly ask that dark, traumatized energy to depart from me. Leave this place.
It's
and go back to where
SKMI's
you came
words.
from.
Put on my computer
Green.
without my consent.
Connections available. You taught me to read and analyze, and to be open to our Father's teaching, not to depend solely on
He
traditions,
becomes full.
and not to read what I want it to say,
I got asked to
but
help.
what it actually says. Probably the most powerful and life-changing experience of my life came when you learned the real essence of God's grace. I watched your soul come to a turning point with humility and a fresh
I like to say,
revelation.
who's this all the
You
time to
even
this
took the
one.
time to explain it to me one-on-one.
Who's that?
We
Oh,
sat
look.
at the kitchen table together, just you and me, and using salt and pepper
This
shakers.
is allegedly
You
her letter
explained how God chooses his people.
with this guy.
I resisted,
Her letter
saying that it wasn't
with this
fair,
guy.
but you persisted. Then I
I wonder if
finally
she
blurted out,
knows
"But
about
why
the
me?"
letter. The real
Well,
person.
network connection, orange.
You get what I'm saying?
Get behind me, Satan.
Oh, look.
Get behind me, Satan.
There's that picture.
Get behind me, Satan.
Yeah, I
That's what
cast
Ronald
out demons, big
always
deal.
told me
Y'all are supposed to be
say
doing it too.
when there was an energetic attack going on, and to call on the name of Jesus 3 times. So, of course, I would banish these energies. Thank you. Okay. Then I finally blurted out, but why me? I don't understand why God would choose me. To which she replied, exactly. Now you got it. Then I knew. And for the first time, I understood God's amazing grace.
Jimmy Ellis,
How my heart
allegedly.
had changed forever. That conversation showed me that there was more to the Bible than I knew. And I decided then that my faith should be my own. I wanted to know God for myself like you did. And I started reading the Bible and learning and growing on my own. As a parent, you led me to the pathways of truth and righteousness. And it was time for me to take the steps on the journey. You taught me to hold my beliefs wholeheartedly and with passion. To believe in anything half-hearted is to not believe at all. Yet, you cautioned me to stay down to earth, not to think more highly of myself than I ought. Low network connection. This is part of our oppression. This sparks the divine. We are not lowly. I banish that lowly energy. That brown gold dirty energy to depart. I want a clear live stream that is green and good. Thank you. You taught my yeah. And then Sabrina wanted to memorize the Bible.
Right, I'm in the blue, and I was on his side. Still am.
But instead, Daddy said, "That's fine, Sabrina."
Allegedly,
the Bible tells us
Skutnik Michael and his son. And then we have another sad story about Elvis.
We are knowledge.
And these guys are not Elvis.
And that's why this letter is a crock of shit. That's why this must be made public. You taught me to stand up for what I believe and live a life counter to
Two different Bob Joyces.
See how many
one Bob, one Robert.
Friends, and you ask,
and a doppelganger.
Why we're all here.
Good
going through
Lord.
what we're going through in the world. This is the microcosm of the macrocosm letter. See, this is a coded message. Your stubborn rebelliousness.
And right. I love SKMI. I'm supposed to be putting the fragmented pieces back together and doing some work.
Being stubborn and rebellious
Good grief.
Is the very thing that my kin
the
Jesus
two different
did
ones.
The money changers out of the temple. They said, You're being stubborn, kid. Leave us alone. We'll give you your money. You can have your shot. But we get to do our thing too. And he said, no, you don't. Thank you. Your spiritual life isn't just a philosophical one, but it can be seen in everyday life as well. One lesson has become most meaningful in marriage. Many times after an argument with David, I have thoughts about the moment I saw you come to Mama and say, I'm so sorry, will you forgive me? There was a genuine humility in those words. It is proven to be.
Hear him laughing over there, and his music, his bloopers and blunders. That's Adam.
And strengthening our relationship. It's one of the key elements I put in the marital advice.
That's not
articles,
Elvis.
And in talking to others. Oh, Sabrina gives marital advice. That's nice. At times, Ahmed, greetings, my fine friend. I'm reading a phony fake letter and we're casting out demons. I know you dig that kind of stuff. You know about the truth of the ages, the wisdom that came, that people
Adam,
perverted and
you're
abused
so
and
funny.
misused. I'm always glad
I
when
see
you're
you
around.
all the time. Mm-hmm.
Alright. At times, you even asked us for forgiveness.
That one is
As
the
our
funniest.
daddy.
People think that's
What's wrong
Elvis,
with
they're
grown
nuts.
women calling their fathers daddy?
Right.
We should all already know about that because that's what's getting exposed.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to do that, but as our brother in Christ, you wanted to. That's something I hope to carry out with my children as well. Low network connection. Yeah, they don't like that, talking about the pedophilia. I cast out all those demons of darkness. Get the fuck out of Dodge. You don't live here. You don't hold any precedence here. We are working on the journey. Thank you. Any good father provides for his children, but not all fathers are willing to give themselves something beyond this world. Quote, we're neither moth
Okay, he's
nor
saying
dust,
that is
nor
Jason
rust
in
doth
1998.
corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Out of all the ways you provided for us and loved us and passed down your gifts and traits, I am most grateful for a father who shared his heart and his passion for the things of God. That is something that can never be taken away. That is something I can truly cherish forever. The image of our Heavenly Father. I always knew I had a wonderful father, but until a few years ago, I had no idea how blessed I was. I came to realize it one day when I was consoling a friend who was struggling. I reminded her that God was a loving father, only chastising us as any good father would do, yet loving us with an everlasting love. Quote, just think of your own father, I said. It's the same way with God. But that only frustrated her. That doesn't make any sense to me, she said. I didn't have that kind of relationship with my father that you did. My father was never here for me. To hear that God is like a father only makes me angry with him. Low network. Right. See, that's why people that are good Christians blame God that bad things happen to good people. And those days should never be allowed to breathe again. We don't blame God for that. That's building your God too small. Depart from me these old ways. We need a clear stream to carry out our mission. Thank you. Many of my friends have the same problem. Either their fathers weren't around because of divorce or there just wasn't a loving relationship. But I had a father that was involved in my life, one who took the time to teach me about our Heavenly Father, one who loved my mother enough to stay married.
Bullshit. Right.
One who chose to love me. I took your presence and your love for granted in a world where having a good father is rare. Even though you're not perfect, you have reflected the image of our Heavenly Father, making it easy for me to understand the basic relationship in which God refers to himself, our Father who art in heaven. I pity those who can't understand this beautiful relationship for as long as I live. When I tell of my Father, I'll speak of your fiery truth-filled sermons, passionate heart, your hunger and thirst for God's Word. I'll tell them how you jump up and down and shout glory because your soul just cannot contain the excitement you feel when you teach the promises of God. I'll tell them how you honored your covenant to stay married to my mother and how you sometimes sneak up behind her in the kitchen and give her a squeeze and whisper, I love you. I'll tell them how much you love me, just how much your smile can say and that you're proud of me. And most of all, I'll tell them how much I love you. I'm so grateful that you are my daddy. Low network. Come on, let's finish this up so I can get out of here. Depart from me, you wicked, vile, what would you call yourselves? Magnetic? plasmatic, without form, trying to hop onto other people and be parasites? Yeah, that's what I've asked to depart from this world. And I did it when I did the ceremony when I burned the parasite that I brought out of me. But the fools mock while they're full of them.
Look at those twins right there.
Yeah, I'm grateful,
Bingo.
Daddy, with all my love, Sabrina. Poof. Now, for anybody that can handle the truth, the reason why the war in the heavens,
I think there are
the
several
reason
brothers
why
Presley.
the
Duh.
patriarchal god of war that sacrifices children, is because it's not Mother God, Sophia, Mother Gaia, the earth. And for all these Christians that say that matter is profane, that's why the woman is the whore, because she brings matter into existence. You see, Father God has no form, but Mother God has a womb. And oh, if you have a womb, well, you're worthless, because you're a deep, dark hole where mysteries force their way out of into the world. Alright, Sabrina, you're the biggest bullshit artist I ever seen. And hey, once again, let's document love.
And I don't think it's the girl in the wedding dress. I think somebody plagiarized her identity. Put that in for the record, too. Oh, I will. Right, they need an idiot board. Look at these two. Different legs, different profiles.
Then there's a Robert Joyce.
They act like it was one.
And he doesn't
You gotta
do
be
any
kidding
preaching
me.
at all.
I call bullshit.
Right? Right plasma energies? Right dark forces? Right duality? You guys need to quit believing in duality.
There's
You're gonna
Adam.
take that devil with you into the next realm. Choose who you are. Choose which master you serve. And in the meantime, peace, love, and light from the big yellow house on the third cosmic ray in Sue's world. I really do love y'all. Bye.
Do you want a chip?
Well, hang on.
Oh, you want some cheese dip?
Hang on, you guys.
Okay.
Hang on.
Some cheese dip.
We don't want any cheese dip. Oh, look.
Oh, now you want it.
That's good. Feed the dog cheese dip. No, don't feed your dogs cheese dip. Let me turn this off. Hang on. Okay. So, we'll get out of there and finish this messenger. This is all in my Facebook Messenger. This and so much more. And you know, oddly enough, Angela Power Disney's in this stream. I can't even believe it. You know, so long ago, and then my dumbass just kind of puts it all together, you know, when she came live and hacked me, what was it, a couple months ago? My phone's still squirrely, but I'm protected. Look at this one. How about that for a good guilt trip? That's funny shit. Elvis votes for Trump. See, that's funny shit. Oh, look at this one. Okay, now, we're getting into some scary stuff, so if any of you are sensitive, you might not want to watch this. Okay, trilogy, and always all by 3. With the Korea, we left for a third world war, and then God will change everything. But this is what's scary. When these guys come knocking at your door and say, hey, big mouth, how you doing? I wasn't scared. I took the picture of the image and blah, blah, blah. All right, fortunately, some are born with spiritual immune systems that sooner or later give rejection to the illusory world grafted upon them from birth through social conditioning. They begin sensing that something is amiss and start looking for answers. Inner knowledge and anomalous outer experiences show them a side of reality others are oblivious to, and so begins their journey of awakening. Each step of the journey is made by following the heart instead of following the crowd, and by choosing knowledge over the veils of ignorance. And hey, I'm sorry my voice sounds like I'm a crabby biatch. This is the voice I was born with. It has nothing to do with the cigarettes. I never sound like one of those sweet, high-voiced girls that everybody wishes my voice was different. I can't help it. I am not perfect. You know, nobody is. But dadgummit, we're okay. And we can be better. Look at this. I love this picture. I mean, really? Do you think that's a picture of Elvis? I mean, who bent down there by his crotch and took that picture, considering that you can see how far apart the seats are from each other? Does that make any sense? So, he had long legs, and I see all his arrangement there. So, I dare say that this would be an enhanced image. This would be a set up. This wouldn't be Elvis back in the day riding on the train with some photographer up his maleness there. Yeah. See, this is back when I was doing that remote viewing on Graceland and seeing the parasites and freaking people out. And all these people fighting about remote viewing. Good grief. Could they grow up? But I don't understand. I have to understand. Phew, good luck to you. You know, See all the, here, look at this, look at that, here's the arrows. Let me tell you why the eyes are different. Let me tell you why the scar moved. Yakety, yakety, yak. I mean, most people would have just got sick of it, right? I know Adam wants to punch somebody. You mean the people that stole all his pictures? Why, yes, I do. Because, see, these dumbasses are pimping him out. But he switched his pictures out with the old pictures, and bing, bang, boom, you're catching a bunch of bad guys. Right? Or tell me, is this like a computer program run amok, and I'm a total schmuck, and I can't tell the difference between an intelligent thing that is interacting with me, an entity, you know, hey, did you guys hear? We're under half human, all of us, no matter what. So now, people are tripping, I mean, about their identities anyhow, but you gotta realize this is your mind control program. These aren't conspiracies. It's real things that good people are trying to bring out. And, oh yeah, don't men always talk about their foot size? So see, you got the one, and he got way littler feet than the one that I say doesn't wear any panties on the dance floor, and I say that's one of the three Adams. And I told you there's more than one Adam. Right. They'll be throwing chocolate from planes all over the globe. Could you imagine that this story, if the #1 international man of mystery, aka Mr. A.P. on YouTube, for, you know, I know him as Adam Presley, also call him the Maestro. If he steps forward with his story, do you think everybody could drop all the bullshit stories and listen to the real one? I mean, would anybody be satisfied? Or are you going to be pissed because you don't make no money on it? Look, nobody's making any money on it. The name of the game is free the children of the kingdom. keep the world safe for our future generations, and stay human and find out what it's like to have that spark of God, that mustard seed, grow into the biggest flippin' tree that you can hold. This is when Adam's telling me, oh, I figured it out first. I solved the mystery. I'm like, no, dude. I've been working on this. Everybody's been playing with me. I solved the mystery, and he gives me the time clock. I mean, that's funny shit. See, and always remember, you got to bring it with humor. And even though I'm being tormented at every level, I gotta tell you, I've had a great time. She gets on my last nerve, but that's irrelevant. And who's this guy? I always like to say that with that face. Who's this guy? You know how they do the face recognition, and you know they can take. You don't get it. They can cut pieces of pictures up and make a new person. And then that's who you're idolizing as an actor or a singer or believing that you know. Ugh. What a nightmare from hell. They've been doing this for years, y'all. And, you know, most of the people that are on the block now know that they've always had, over our heads, technology 150 years more ahead than your fanciest thing that you could buy at Computer City or wherever you like to shop. But in the meantime, the playing field has been leveled. And some of us are actually working with that kind of technology. I didn't ask to. I was deserving of it, and poof, next thing you know, it was happening. And that's the honest truth. I didn't even put God's name in there. I'm just saying I am being 100% honest, always have been. Look at this one. You think that's self-tanner? I don't. Look at all the freckle. And look at how dark all that little mustache area is. That one's got some major blue eyes. One's got gray eyes, one's got brown eyes. This guy is not Elvis. Nor is that guy, nor is, you know, I spent months being dedicated and at the same time having ding-dongs attack me. And it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, can everybody wake up, please, please, please. Please wake up. We need something to unite us. Everybody's been affected by these stories, and it's global. It's global. The people have more respect for Elvis internationally than they do in the United States. And that's the truth. Everybody over here is traumatized and dicking around with Graceland, and oh, they did the same thing to Sandro. I talked about that, remember? And see, Bob Joyce has been attacked. He's not in on the scam. Nobody knows what the real story is, and I keep saying there is only one person that can tell us the real story, and guess who that is? I done told you. I love Robert Phoenix. That's 11th house astrology, if y'all don't know. Good friend of mine on Facebook, teammate. All right, we're just waiting for this to catch up. Oh, look, I love this. This is one of my favorite pictures. This is the hub. See all the computers working and see all the different screens and see all the action? I mean, this is ground zero. That's Bill Barmer. And see, they, you know, that was the whole story about who's upstairs behind the curtain. Oh, look, now we get into all the political stuff. And see, they're saying this dude right here is Elvis. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, who's behind door number 1? And this guy they're going to say is the one that was born in 1960 that one of the Elvi is holding in a picture that I have. I know it's a lot to take in, y'all. But this is when I got pulled into the story. That's what I was seeing, was a button-up Vato Elvis kissing butt to Trump at the rallies before the election. You see what I'm saying? You smell what I've been stepping in now? And see, of course, he's a sexual predator. So here again, a lot of people think Elvis is a freak show. A lot of people think he's Jesus or Moses or somebody. A lot of people think he's a time traveler, you know, and everybody's making fun of it. And shame on everybody that's making fun of it, especially when we don't even know who we really are. Shame on y'all. I mean, if that's anybody's doing it. And you know Elvis's kid does not have the rosacea and a face shaped like that. Oh, look at this one. There's the Latin version I call the hairdresser. That is not Elvis, I done told y'all. Oh, look. He supports Donald Trump. Really. Look at. Now here's where it gets super creepy, and that's why people overseas call us honey boo-boos. Remember that big gal that pimped her kid out? You know, she was big too, but she was cute, and they put a bunch of makeup on her. Honey boo-boo. Okay, so anyhow, a lot of people want to just start war between war, and we cannot do that. We cannot fall to their game they're playing. If you guys want to find out what I'm talking about, look up my friend Randy Moggins at Off Planet Media. He does the show with Emily Moyer, and today they had Freeman Fly on, and he breaks it down for y'all, you guys, from Clinton forward. But you see, if you believe that this is the woman that Elvis slept with and had this guy, do you see how they get you with the boogie boogie? And then do this to you, and some of that, and a little bit of this, and some more of that, and a bunch of this, and oh look, some more of that. And so these would be the Presleys that are in the Ozarks. You know, we're in the divided state of Missouri. I'm in the ghetto, coming to you from Ferguson, where Mike Brown was slain, and the whole program from Soros was enacted. But hey, no big deal, right? So anyhow, over in the Ozarks, you got a couple Mad Joyces. One of them is bald and one has hair. And remember, I'm the holistic stylist, so I know face, shape, bone structure, hair texture, the way hair grows out of the head, so on and so forth. I'm queen of the hair color world, too. So, this guy's supposed to be a son of Elvis, see? This dude. Look at this face. This face is not little short-faced Elvis from the United States. I mean, you know, look at this one. That isn't the same head and face. And oh, look, he needed to consult comic books to know how to run his life, and he was Uncle Tom's bitch, or Colonel Parker, right? See, those were all bullshit stories. All of them. And if you tell me that you ever knew Elvis to have that much hair, I will kiss your booty. Not our thin, dark-haired Elvis from the States. Look to the international side, and that's where you'll find Mr. Mysterious. And that's what I'm saying, man. Who's your master? Come on. Don't be lukewarm. at the most important time. Be open. Let go of all your trauma about this shit. Um, Quit being fooled by the program they got you under. And don't be part of the death cult. That's the people that make money on his death, and it's actually a term called hagiography, and it's a legal term. You can look it up. There's a whole thing with Margaret Thatcher. You know, once she bit the bullet over in the UK, you weren't allowed to say anything bad about her. They'd take you to the clink. Now over here, stateside, oh, just think about all the bad stuff everybody's saying. Even his wife, her own self, and making money off it with movies and stuff? Come on. Oh, look, I love this because this was the original subliminal advertising that they got busted on back in the day. And I was a kid, and we were at the drive-in theater, and we used to see these ads, and they came out on the news like, you know, we were a bunch of morons and said, hey, this makes people hungry, thus it's subliminal advertising. Isn't that funny? Or is it sexual? Because, see, you got this object inserted into this space. Right, that's just what they did with Elvis, too. Making him seem like he ate everything and couldn't keep his, you know, his little friend in a respectable position. But oh no, everybody just wants to talk shit. And I say that number one is gonna come tell us all. I mean, that's what I believe. Oh look, here's the one with the kid that he had to give up in 1960. Okay, so remember the guy with the rosacea that I told you was not Adam? I'm saying that these pictures were first shared by Mr. A.P. on YouTube over 10 years ago, and everybody at his channel thanks him and loves him. Oh, wait. And says thanks for sharing these pictures. So, see, when you ask, how did the Mandela effect happen, and all these pictures get switched out? Well, because they can alter film and media, and they've been doing it since the 50s. Somebody's been planning this for a decade, I'd say. Somebody's pissed that all of their honor and dignity has been just thrown in the trash along with stealing all the Benjamins. Now, why did SKMI send me a picture of Elvis's crotch? Well, that's not Elvis, and I know that crotch. I mean, I haven't met it up close and personal, but I could find you 4 videos with that crotch. Right, and I've been trying to, I've been working the best I can on it. Give me a break. Do you know any other person, even if they were a big shot, that could have decoded all this? I mean, really? Is it because I'm nobody, like CW says, and I've only got 230 people interested in my channel? Or is it that I'm kept on the down low, low down, so I'll be safe? This is supposed to be the triplet Jimmy Ellis, and they named him Orion and put lip gloss on him and a mask, and he got adopted by the Ellis family, if you believe that. I say the third of them is the one that was international. Look at this one. Okay, so in this one, here's Elvis, a Green Beret, and he's 81. And hey, these Presleys have been in military since pimpin' been pimpin', so don't think they haven't. And government. And entertainment. Have some of that. It's a lineage that goes back to AD 454 on paper alone. Hey, why doesn't anybody know about St. Elvis? All the good Catholics out there. Where'd they hide St. Elvis at? What about those Preseli Mountains? or the Priscilla Bluestone. Anybody do any research, or they spend their time ragging me out? Not the same guy at all. Oh, look. There's that other Elvi. That's why I call him Elvi. Get it? There's too many. Way too many. Now see, this one makes sense because he's got great hair. But Elvis's head wasn't that wide. His cheeks from here to there, what they do. I mean, like, you just can't change faces like that. Oh, look. Look, there's our guy Elvis, right next to Trump at a rally. And that is not, do you know how many people they're abusing in this story? And it's, oh, this is the great, this one. You gotta love this one. See, because that's not Elvis. And the Inquirer, of course, you know, that was the first thing that people thought never told the truth compared to mainstream. And then they started busting some stories first, and then people said, oh no, alternative media tell you the truth, not mainstream. And now you got Chanter saying there should be no media at all. Do you see how it spins out of control like a bad dream? Oh look, there's Elvis because somebody's scratching their ear. And of course Pence, his name is written all over it. Isn't he in trouble right now? And you know, I've just simply asked Trump, I mean, actually publicly in a Facebook post, and you know, people make fun because why would he listen to somebody like me, a nobody? But all I want to know is if he believes Elvis was at his rallies. I mean, that's not much to ask. Really isn't. Look at this one, always wants to fight. He says, put him up, put him up. Oh yeah, Adam's a badass. I promise you. And like I said, there's more than one of them. So get ready. They're all badasses. Each one of them wants something different with me. How about that? Look at that. That's a nice piece of artwork. Oh, and look. Let's pull all this in because, of course, their kids look just like Elvis. Whatever. It just goes, oh, look. Emily and Randy were just talking about this with Freeman. So I'll make another reference that you might want to check off Planet Media. And they said that, you know, like a picture like this, you know, puts Trump in that position of being the studly male god, you know, do. And that's really not what's, oh, look, here's the black Elvis. Right. We got Elvis dressed up like a brother. Isn't that great? That's classic. And then look, these two's faces are the same dude, for real? I mean, you know, some people, I guess, are just pretty gullible, but most people are stressed out and don't have the time to deal with it, and so they just quit talking to you for the rest of your life. Look at this. Now, obviously, that's photoshopped. You see the difference in the color of the face to the hands? Trump pens. Yeah, and Santa Claus scratching his ear again. Oh, look. There's a BFD. And see, this picture always bugs me because this is the picture that they use to represent child trafficking. That gives me the creeps every time I see it. Setting somebody up, talking shit on them. Can you imagine Adam? I mean, I don't care how badass you are, to not be free enough to be yourself and having to be tortured by everybody's shit and then what you got on your own self? Man. I always like this one. There's Vampire Teeth one. And look at Blondie with all the hair. That is not. Oh, look. Here's Elvis's kid or whoever this guy, you know. See, and then everybody's fighting over $1 million life insurance policy and all sorts of bullshit. I mean, are you kidding? Look at, now that is a man that is behind the scenes directing things. That's one of the Adams. And he don't play. And sure he makes movies, are you kidding? He'll start showing you. It's coming. I'm just here to give the preview party, I guess. Okay. Did it just jump back on? Oh no, you guys haven't seen that, have you? Joshua Lee Presley's You're a Pedophile thing. Oh, look. I love that face. See, I'm looking for this dude. Yeah. Adam Presley, #1, the international man of flippin' mystery, A, B, or C. I want to meet them all. Look at this slim one. Look at how slim those legs are. And you tell me who's who and what's what. And if a computer made all this up, or if I dreamed it up in my own head, or I'm a computer genius that was never online, and poof, I started making shit up just because I got nothing else to do. Oh, look. There's Elvis. What's that say? Elvis Aaron Presley actually living in Raleigh, Donald Trump Rally in Warren, Michigan. Well, that's interesting, Suze. Yeah, I know. Say he's 81 here. And oh yeah, the different eye color thing. See, the old story was contact lenses. Well, now, you know, they can give you a shot in your eye and change the color of your eye. And then, when you pierce your philtrum, which is those 2 lines that go from your nose holes down to your lip, you actually change the shape of your face, and you know how it is. It's like Stepford Wives, man. Somebody goes to have a facelift or have a little work done, and then they come out saying they're so-and-so, but they don't look nothing like so-and-so. That's what's been going on. Women for Trump, with a Elvis sitting behind him. And then, of course, you gotta have the boogie boogie anagram. And this guy. This man was never Elvis. We wanted to make him believe false leg. What do you mean a false leg? And then, you know, you guys know how hard it is to communicate, even if you speak the same language. What do you mean by that? Yeah, right. So, you see what I'm saying? I mean, I hope I made it clear enough in this video. I'm doing the best I can, man. Lord have mercy, Adam. Are we almost done? See, that's the whole Jimmy Ellis thing morphing into one of the Joyces. Oh, there's some, what did they call it? Undisclosed, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all the acts the U.S. National Archives have been dumping because I didn't mean to release state's evidence. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I don't know where this came from because it was Skutnik Michael. Remember? Somebody wanted the story told, so they came and recruited me, right? I've witnessed to all of these things. Every one of them. Good thing I have a full computer, or the virus and the worm from the hack would have already blown my computer up. So. Oh yeah. You might hear a story that Elvis blew his grandkid's head off. That would be this kid. I don't believe it, of course. Here. Jimmy said Orion abandoned and raised by the Ellis family. Jimmy had a doubt and wanted to see his birth certificate. It is signed just Vernon, he understood, but did not want to break a family. This would be who they're going to say is Jimmy Ellis or Orion. That guy I showed you in the mask earlier that had a different shaped face. But see, this one looks like that one. You know, that one's one of the Vernons. There's more than one. And doppelgangers, doppelganger. Organic clones. It's just in vitro. You know, the people that can't have children naturally. Nowadays, they say, hey, what color kid, or what color eyes you want your kid to have, what color hair, what kind of this, that. They're making designer people. And then we're the slaves, and it's really not a good situation. That's why we need everybody to wake up. Wake up, tacos. I like to say that because of Sandro. You know, Sandro says this is going on because he admires my passion for the truth and that I'm their cousin. And Sandro's alive. 74-year-old fine-ass Sandro. See, they said he died in 2010, but that was the American version that played in Vegas. Same program, just plug some more people in it. Don't worry about people's feelings. So it's all about the money, man. That's all it was ever about. It's okay. Oh yeah, they were doing this experiment too. They wanted to see if they could mind control, you know, the humans that were made in God's image. This is not either Bob or Robert Joyce. I think this is the hockey dude from Canada. Everybody likes to still fight about that in Nowhereville. Look at this one. I mean, really? How stupid can... I mean, how crazy can one oh, now, okay, so this is supposedly the real one after the other two that weren't the real one. And there's your broken hand x-ray to prove it. And then look, here comes whoever. And then they do that. They say that Sandro's alleged death caused so much pain and suffering that that's why the war broke out in his hometown. Now think about America. Think about if your government shuts down because you figure it out. I mean, you think that we're not going to be able to come together? I mean, are we that pathetic? I don't think so. And I think people better get ready. Because if you think that looks like Elvis, you're not right. See, there's the grandkids. Really. He's building the future, this one. Whatever. Yes, my dog is barking. I'm sorry. Hang on just a minute. We're on a live stream. I apologize. Just look at that. Get back. Get back. Jeffrey, it's way earlier than 7, isn't it? I don't know what time it is. Alright, hang on, I'm doing a live stream. I'll be down in a minute. Alright, so my friend Jeffrey's here. Alright, no big deal. He knows all about this stuff. He has to put up with me on a monthly basis. Alright. What else we got? Anything big for everybody? Okay, so they're showing some Google Maps and showing allegedly where this church is or where he preaches or whatever. And hey, is that my hair shop too? They want me to, you know. I was like, no, it's not my hair shop. Don't tease me. My hair shop was ripped away in this Ferguson nonsense. You guys don't think I'm a targeted intricate part of some kind of system. All I want is a fucking moment's peace. And war no more. And yeah, big fucking deal. I'm highly intuitive. This old woman said I'd be her legacy, and I went running scared when I was 22. I hope y'all can forgive me. I didn't want to be Susie Psychic and get teased. I wanted to be regular Susie the hairdresser. Oh, I still got teased. I still got told to shut up because I was using an enzyme developer instead of peroxide. There's war in every industry, guys. Don't get it twisted. You can have the most stupid job in the world, just slinging coffee, and they'll put you to war over it. That's the name of the game. Hey, look, Elvis is alive. The plane, October 4th, 2013, St. Louis, Missouri. Well, my dumbass didn't know. I've lived in St. Louis my whole life. I mean, what kind of dumbass do I not follow things? Or know what's going on? I never heard Elvis was here. Dumping chocolate from a daggum helicopter. Fuck, I love chocolate and I love Elvis. It's alright. It's cool, man. Look, there's Elvis having to give up his kid. Now, see, that's why I really do believe that a man in a lineage that goes back to AD 454 had many children that y'all goody two-shoes didn't know about, and he took care of every one of them and loved every one of them. I mean, could you actually stop and consider that? Another subject they were talking about on Randy and Emily's show. Because, see, or was it Dan Winter? Everybody's talking about it because you can't have more than one queen. Oh, shit. Well, guess what? These dudes had more than one queen. You ever heard of that story before? I mean, they had to repopulate the earth, ladies. And we're just nothing but a bunch of bitches know-how putting spells on them. And then it gets down to, I put a spell on you because you're mine. So if a guy puts a spell on a chick, well then he says, well, you don't love me for real because I put a spell on you. Puh. I've been through every dissection, every analysis, every feeling and emotion, and I'm a natural empath and a Pisces to boot, with negative blood, which is extraterrestrial, and you guys think I'm full of shit. I don't think so after this video. Or if anybody still does, they need their head examined, not me. You can't make this shit up, y'all. Listen to Adam over there singing, being all silly and shit. He's funny. Oh, look. Now, see, that's supposed to be Adam, but his name is supposed to be Joshua, and he's the sexual predator. Because remember, because of the rock and roll industry, that's why you have pedophiles. Oh, yeah, Jackass on Chanter's show was saying that the other night. And the one voice of the reason in the room is trying to explain to him, dude, it's not the musicians. It's the corporation, it's the industry. It's what they did behind the scenes. These are good people. Oh, this is supposed to be somebody that's related to, And like I said, it just goes on and on. But somebody's the real deal. And I think his name's Adam. A-D-E-M. Not A-D-A-M. A-D-E-M. See, here's the big thing where Larry King came and they had a paid interview. And see, alleged Elvis was upstairs behind the blue curtain, see? And he was going to come out at Easter, but then he got the flu. And yeah, it's all on my messenger. Here again, I'm not in the practice of making up false stories. Never have. I am clean. And if I didn't say something right, well, I'm so sorry. None of us get it right all the time. It's about your intent. And I know that they know my intent. Ask Heart Math Institute. Ask Dan Winter. Ask the guy in Navigation Experiment. Ask Randy Moggins. Ask somebody that knows. Oh, don't ask C.W. Chanter, by the way. And don't ask Angela Power Disney. I can't believe she's in this daggum story. I hadn't looked at this for well over a year because I'm a little busy doing other things. Now he's saying these pictures are fake. See? Okay. But anyhow, when I looked and saw her name, and in current day she's hacking my computer, and y'all don't get it, here's the trouble. You're already in a global society. But the Computer Misuse Act, which is in the UK, see, it doesn't count if an ocean separates you from wherever you live. So, how can you have a global society where people exchange goods and services, and at the same time when you get ripped off like I did for dealing with CCN because they weren't in America? Oh, well, it's my dumb fault and I don't get the money back. That's cool. There's the letter I read earlier, see? Tribute to Alina Joyce from her daughter Sabrina. You gotta love that, don't you? Can you believe how long this is? This is my relationship with SKMI from February 2017 till April when I ditched him because he put me through too much. But it was really just part of a program. It's like I'm beating some kind of puzzle or something. Don't you get it? They needed a real human girl that could use her heart and try to figure out a mystery, like in some freaked out fairy tale. I think we've had enough. I'm tired. And I think they keep moving the thing down on me again. You know, it just goes on forever. So look, I am so glad that 4 people actually are here and watch this. It gives me confidence and hope that somebody is finally listening to me, even though your friends told you don't play with me, I'm dangerous. Or that I was a liar, or whatever they told you to keep you away from me. I'm gonna keep bringing it. And I'm gonna bring everything that is in this. And I'll just keep uploading and working. And like I said, my phone is full. My computer's full. And it's been hacked. And I seek justice. Okay? So, for Sophia's Emporium, peace, love, and light. From the Big Yellow House on the 3rd Cosmic Ray. And oh, one more thing. You know, I'm not getting teased about being honest enough to say where I really live and my address because I have made it public. And Chanter, the lawyer, believes that what happened to me was that they threw my shit out on the street. Oh no, Sir Chantalot, that is not what happened. When I got that illegal eviction, and I knew I had 26 days to make a decision or pay $1,000 for a spot that wasn't even worth $400, okay? I real sneaky started getting all of my possessions out of there. I was not gonna be chokehold and strangled and have my entire life ripped away from me. So I just decorated and moved things around and made it look like things were in there while I was pulling things out. So don't ever think I'm a dumbass and got my shit thrown out on the street, you knucklehead. Oh, right. But hey, I'm being as cool as I can, so peace, love, and light, for real. 3rd Cosmic Ray, the divided state of Missouri. Ferguson, we are on a portal and a vortex here. Just look at the arch and the mounds and what they've destroyed here in St. Louis, and get it in your heads. This is where it all started, the Manhattan Project, and where they dumped the nuclear waste that they hadn't even made yet. Let's tell them we're not taking it no more. Nobody get all crazy. Don't kill nobody. Just step out of the bullshit. Bye.